Hey, I'm back. I think it was my internet this time. I don't know what's going on in Iowa. Jenny, I'm pulling you into the call. Now right there. Okay. Kathy, I'm going to try to pull you into the Hangout now. Jenny, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. When I reconnected, my internet was super fast. Kathy. Hey. Say something again, Kathy. I just want to verify that your connection's really sound. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's pretty weak. Well, I'm going to mute my video. That might limit the amount of bandwidth between me and Kathy. Kathy, Kathy, if you just want to chat your questions to me, here's a different chat window. The one that's in Hangouts. Or you can leave the Hangout and come back into the webinar and you can just use the chat. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. All right, Jenny, hit me with another question.
Oh, my list. Okay, how do I include, like, we have a PDF of a registration form for our after-school program or our preschool camp.
Yeah.
What's the best way to include a PDF that people can link to and print off?
Yeah, so treat a PDF just like you would an image or an audio file. You hit Add Media, and then you upload it to Media, and then it'll say, do you want to insert this PDF? There'll be a button for it, and then that button will insert a link into your post that links to that PDF on your site. So let me demo it for you.
I'm not seeing the demo screen, by the way. There we go.
I just put it on. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something.
No, not yet. It's still likely to happen, though. Okay, so
You did that as a post?
I did, but if it's going to be a permanent, so if it's for a one-time event, use a post. If it's something that's going to permanently live on your site, make a page. And you might have a page called Forms. Okay, so you hit Add Media. And then select Files. And see if I have a benign PDF on my, okay, early out form for my church. For our Wednesday after school program. And then once you upload it, you hit Insert into Post.
Okay.
And it basically just puts a link to it. As a very common. Well, and then it's there. It's in the post.
All right, but so then how do I link, like if I want it on my after school page, I do a button with the link to that form?
Well, you could, I mean, this is once you upload it, once you upload any image, you can get the actual, what we call the absolute link to it,
Okay,
which is this right here.
okay,
So if I go to media, you can just upload it right here in the media. And I click on the document, you can see the URL it gave it. So
okay,
you can put a button if you want and then just link straight to that URL.
okay,
Or while you're in that page, you can just hit add media and go and find this and then insert it, and it'll insert it as a link by default. So it's
okay.
just a link to that document. When they click on that link, it should open that document in a new page. So I'll demo that for you. Add media. It's already there. Highlight it, insert into page, and it just inserts a link to it into the page. And you can edit that link if you want. You can hit edit, and you can change the link editing here. You can change the text here.
Right, I've done that. Okay,
Buttons are more obvious. If you wanted to use buttons, that would be a good touch, because this doesn't really look like much. But it
right.
is a link. You click on it and it opens it up.
Okay.
I've been debating, it allows you just to see the whole PDF when you add it.
Okay.
I don't know. Some PDFs are unsecured. So I don't know. They have more stuff going on in them, so I'm a little ambivalent about that. But a link will work.
Okay.
All right, let me see if Kathy has managed to get a question in.
Make sure she gets hers.
Let's see. No. I think she's here, though. Kathy, are you still around? Can you chat a question? In the chat window here. All right, Jenny, go ahead and ask me another question.
Okay, I'm wrestling with the sermons aspect of our homepage.
Sure.
When it links to one, I can't figure out, there's nowhere to edit anything once because of the way we've got it. There's not really, I don't know enough about this because it's set more as a post than it is a page to link to. So one is, maybe you just answered it. I needed to know how to add, like when I want to update that one, like when I get the new one, this is from October, we're going to update with the new ones coming up.
Yeah, so it's, sorry, go ahead.
My question is, how do I put the new one up? And then we've got to decide, I guess I need to know how to take them off, because there's going to, at some point, once we get past any of these, it's going to be a little overwhelming of that page it goes to, or the post it goes to.
So you want your sermons to be archival. You don't want to ever get rid of the ones that are there. And so even though this doesn't look like it, this is a news feed, just like if you're on a Facebook page. So your Facebook posts, they never go away. You
Right.
make a new post and it pushes the older post down. That's how this works too. So you'll make a new post for your new sermon. Push this one automatically off the first page.
And how am I doing that? That's my question.
Yep. So hit new post and
New post.
yeah, so hit new
From where?
post.
From right there?
Right there. Or from your dashboard.
But how is it going to know where? I guess my question is, how is it knowing
Yeah.
where?
You just give it the correct category.
Okay.
Sermons.
So let me find that on here. Let's see.
And it's exactly how you do your newsletters too. You just give your newsletters the category Salem Matters, and it'll automatically show up. It'll replace.
Yeah, and we're doing away with that. That was my other question. We've decided not to put our newsletters on because of all the private information that's in it.
Sure.
So we're going to do more of an update news, just a one-page kind of news things, or like our bulletin. So I'm going to need to rename that, but I'll play with it a little bit more.
Yeah, what I would do.
I'm hitting
instead
new
of-
post.
Okay.
All right, new post, and then
categories down here on the side.
okay. After new post, it goes to category.
Categories is one of the options for your posts.
All right, and it was sermon.
Sermons.
Okay,
And then just
and then add media.
media. Yep.
Okay, and we've already set it up to only have one on the homepage and the rest get bumped.
That's correct.
Okay, so then the issue becomes when you go to the sermons page, it's not very archived. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff that's on there when you go to that sermons blog.
Yeah.
You've got it set up, the category. So when you click on sermons from over there, yeah. So how can is that where I can toggle some of that, or what do I do? I don't want 50 gazillion of these showing up.
They won't. Once you get to 10, it'll automatically paginate.
Okay.
So
And
once you have 10, you don't quite have 10 yet.
Right.
Pagination basically means there'll be a link down here on the bottom that says older posts.
Okay.
And if you click that, it'll go to the next 10.
So it's automatically set up to do that.
Yep. It's a site-wide setting that's in your Divi settings.
Okay.
You can change it to a lower number, like 5 if you wanted to, but 10's probably a pretty good number.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 currently.
Okay.
So it won't go on forever.
Okay, good, because that was getting a little overwhelming. Okay, so if I decide to change the category instead of Salem Matters to read bulletin
News.
or something, that's just something I can do from clicking on that and changing it.
Where you want to do it is on your dashboard under posts, there's something called categories. Because you're changing, you're not adding a new one. You want to just change the existing one.
Okay, and then
you can edit. You can edit that category.
change name. And if I want to delete what's already there,
Go into posts and delete the posts. Or you could just leave it there and let your new posts knock it out of its place.
no, we want to get rid of it because it's got birthdays and first and last names of kids
okay.
and adults. So we decided
That's a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why all of a sudden I started thinking, no, this is too much. Just
That definitely goes contrary to Safe Sanctuary's policies.
Yeah. So I want to get rid of that, but I don't want to do it. I mean, it's not live yet, so I don't want to do it until I get the newest bulletins up so that they'll still have some contact with information. So
hey, instead of thinking about, so if you're going to abandon that approach, I recommend that you just do one story at a time and just put that story up as a post. And if you're handed a bulletin that has 3 stories on it, do a post for each story. And then they'll have their own post. They'll be organized nicely and people won't have to click on a PDF to get more information. They'll just be able to go directly into the story.
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying story, and I'm not sure that I'm thinking the same thing you are.
So you're going to get a bulletin that's more skimmed down that just has a few announcements on it. Is that correct?
It's it's a 8.5 by 14 front and back.
Yeah. And how many different things will be on that bulletin?
Quite a bit.
Okay.
I don't have one in front of me.
And do they all need to be on your website?
Not necessarily. We could just do like copy and paste the actual like advertisement part of that and not the. We were kind of doing it to think that it would go along with if they're doing the sermon that they could also see what the service was.
Yeah.
Like if they missed church, they could look at the bulletin to see what was done, but maybe that's not necessary.
Do you have a lot of snowbirds?
Not a lot. We're in the middle in North Carolina, so we don't have too many.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Let me think on what that looks like, but I know we need to take off the newsletters before we go live with this. So do I just delete that whole category and then put in?
Just delete the individual post.
Okay.
Change the category to just like news or whatever new thing you want it to be called.
Or weekly updates or something like that.
And weekly updates.
Okay.
And then make new posts for each weekly update, I guess, just like you were going to. And then you can just copy and paste the text in there. You don't necessarily need to use a PDF.
Okay.
You can just copy and paste all the text in there. I mean, it takes a step away from the user. And then every week make a new post and just give it the correct category and it'll push the old one down.
Okay. And it'll do that automatic 10-item thing because it's under that same kind of thing.
On the homepage, we have it set to 1. But
right.
Yeah, if they
and I still want that because I don't want that homepage. I don't want to get it too long.
So this sermons is a category link.
Right.
You could put a weekly news category link. So instead of adding a page or a post to the menu, you can add category.
So I could just change the Salem Matters category to weekly updates.
Yeah, do you have it even? I don't think you have it on your menu currently.
Yeah, Salem Matters we do.
Where is it at?
Well, it's not in our menu. It's the same. You're right. It's not. It's just linked from the one page. We don't have.
It's just right here. It's just this button.
Yeah, yeah. And then when you click on that, it goes to the category.
So the category is still, the link for the category is still called newsletter. So let me show you this a little closer. So here's Salem Matters.
Right.
So when I hit edit it,
yep.
There are two things you can edit, the name and the slug. The slug is what the URL address up in the bar looks like.
Okay.
Usually they match somehow, but they don't have to. So if you called it weekly update, and then you could just call it news down here.
Okay.
Or something like that. That will have just changed it everywhere.
Right.
In the post that's looking, if I go to all posts and I look at this October newsletter, it now says it's in category weekly update.
Okay. You
can just delete this when you're ready to. Our September newsletter, you can delete all of these. I'll just do it for you.
You're just clicking on it and then hitting.
Yeah, I'm going to do bulk move to trash for those 3.
Okay. Yeah, the more I thought about that, the more I thought,
You can add a new post. And you could say week of blank.
Do week of February, yeah, week of February, and then here's what's happening.
Whatever the dates are, and then you
what's happening.
You can do weekly update as the category. And you can give it a feature.
What does excerpt mean?
Excerpt, some modules and some feed readers, like on external sites, will look and see if you have an excerpt, and will list that text instead of listing the content of your site. WordPress, if you choose excerpt in a module, it'll look for the excerpt, but if it isn't there, it'll just choose content from up here.
Okay.
And so if you have sophisticated stories where you want to make like an attention getting excerpt content be something different, you can change it. You can use the excerpt down there.
Okay, so this would be a good place, like if our pastor decides he wants to do an article on Lent or something like that, then we can add this to our most recent update or something like that.
Yeah, you can make news posts for everything, or you can add, if he wants to do like a blog series, you can add the category blog.
Okay.
And you could put that on your site. So I'm going to publish this week of blank, so you have a and you know, I'm going to give it a featured image. Just like one this way you can see how the homepage is handling it in the feed. Visit site. And it's 1 o'clock already. So here's the post. If you use a featured image, it shows up there. And it just says week of blank. And it didn't use the excerpt. It used the content. So wanted to get too long.
Why did that picture pop up there?
Because I set it as the featured image on that
Oh,
post.
gotcha.
You don't have to use that, but if you wanted to, you have the option.
Okay.
So you might actually want to put more sermons on to Matt. You might want to put 3 sermons and 3 pieces of news, since you're doing this differently now.
Okay.
Or you can just stick to your 1-1. Or you can create a 3rd column. You could create a 3rd column called blog, and you could put everything that's not a weekly update in that one. And you can just copy one of these sections. But anyway, in the module, you can tell it not to show the featured image if you want. You can tell it to show content or show excerpt. So if I hit show excerpt, I made an excerpt that I just wrote test excerpt in, so you can see what that looks like. So you have a lot of different options for organizing this. It's just up to you how you want to organize these different feeds. I recommend that you use feeds. They're a little more, they take a while to wrap your head around, but they archive data a lot better.
Okay.
All right. Well, come back next week.
Okay.
Get more questions.
I think we'll be ready by next week to flip it over to the real site.
Oh, and Kathy did eventually get back.